with flexible payment terms are me pacho only Kayepko Group Ventures to funding common on Meboa. Omunkwa and Omukra the best when it comes to a Japanese cars. I don't tell in term way. Now no mundin come on. Get in term. And yes, our cars in the message. Get in term now couldn't come on. His son is our quentio no. When him there na quite fast over corner problem no. The pachowa there be that. May how men dream baby son is someone no between na. Kayepko Group Ventures. Papa. Omo wanya market Jeeper Live Junction. Hono mo 0556 735 422 0556 735 422 and after to 0556 702 834. Now when a Kayepko Group Ventures funding come on number boy umpe we na pedia check with our time at 7:42 in the studios of Kessben 92.9 and our face Kessben TV. Sisi ana wade to honoma me ma watching Emma wakwa ba eba Kessben match so midin e dey man sign some for Kojo Preko Dankwah from now till 9:45. Me don't want to be this Jumedie way on radio and then on DSTV channel is channel 364 and then on Go TV channel 121 and then again over Facebook Kessben 92.9 Kessben 92.9 na yendi enkomo hodom like page share na face to comment na fe yen share de ekone de benyi na many mun say me de bedi hu nkomo ne we're going to talk too many things about the budget ye bedi nkomo afa the Ghana Catholic Bishop for a new release aba and declare says they still Omanpenyi declare the state of emergency. And as much as we share yes, we still believe that what is really happening and this one, they call it a profound moral crisis and spiritual challenge facing the country. This is coming from a Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference. Omono moka sa same way. But ansa na ebe ko hono mono yeni nkomo emfa budget no na menkwa homa so a me ne Williams Ohimeng or your former head of Department of Economics and Applied Mathematics and School or School of Sciences, right? Applied Mathematics and School of Sciences. No, and I'm never doing come Gampa na yenhwe de ko ene de but when it comes to the budget. Miss Prof Bibia Bokode.
Good morning.
Morning.
Kojo ni
me pacho an Kojo ni.
Kojo, okay, good morning.
Morning. Bijiri yesi Bibia Boko so.
Nyanko Pandaruma.
Yede radiase. Where the answer na me do be dra issues with the budgets, looking at the revenue generation, looking at the COVID levy off, looking at the target of getting employment of almost about 800,000. I mean, people looking at how the budget for 2026 will look when it comes to next year. Within the same budget, there was provision made for the fight on Galamsey, which is affecting all of us. Government, indeed, President promised that budget will see towards some but here is a case we are now reading even from the Ghana Catholic bishops now telling us that it is becoming or it is a profound moral crisis and a spiritual challenge for the nation in terms of Galamsey. Even though the budget is looking at some form of amount to use in fighting the Galamsey, do you still think that we will still see the end of the fight on Galamsey?
Thank you, Kojo, and Major. I will use this platform to say good morning to your listeners and Omo Mutio and Open. The question is about Galamsey.
Yes.
And how the government intend to apply some fund within the budget.
Exactly.
To fight Galamsey. And Galamsey, no, Kojo, Ukraine, like it's becoming worse and worse every day. And the approach to fight the Galamsey, I'm not sure whether we are winning the war. And I think that is the reason why the Catholic bishop has come up this morning with a very strong a message to the government to declare a state of emergency. If you travel to our part of Eastern region and those areas heavily involved in Galamsey, who say the environment, any never be brave essay. Nanya Kojo had drink kakra kra, say even within this budget that was read, Maakye certain fund to fight Galamsey. Usha the budget itself. Revenue outlook, any NEMA sub-survey or government in India, as you say, a big generate a lot of resources. Almost all of them is dependent on gold.
Oh, okay. The revenue outlook, no.
The revenue outlook, largely most of them is depending on gold. And the gold within Sosono, is driven by the same gold board and revenue received from small scale gold export. And I say on one breath, the government is trying to fight Galamsey, and on another breath, is depending on the same proceeds from the Galamsey to fund the budget. And so, Kojo, with the self-survey, you see clearly that there is some kind of contradiction in terms of the fight against Galamsey and depending on a revenue from the same proceed from Galamsey.
So it's more or less like robbing Peter to pay Paul?
I probably, you will say so, but the contradiction is clear within the budget.
Wow. So, say if it is largely depending on gold, and at the same time we claim we are fighting Galamsey, clearly what you are trying to say is a loose battle. I mean, we are not really as is that what the picture is being painted to us now?
Exactly, Kojo. That is how I see the picture. And of course, the government may want to fight it based on the allocation and what do we say, some of the approaches are put in place to fight this Galamsey. But the rare political will, I may say, may not be there because the government is depending on this revenue envelope. And if you look at the employment situation which dominates the unemployment situation in Ghana, which the youth dominates. And these youth are the same people who are engaged in Galamsey activity. And to create immediate job, it takes time. And of course, the government doesn't have the answer for creating job immediately. And therefore, obey to a lip service, like a blind side, as if let them engage in some activities whilst we try to work our way out to probably address this unemployment situation. And so the fight itself, I'm not sure is something that the government is really want to do, looking at the current situation. And probably if we go back to the budget itself and the title of Resetting for Growth, Jobs, and economic transformation. You could also read from the budget statement that it is not, should I say, something substantial that can generate the kind of growth and the kind of economic transformation that can create jobs for the youth and for the general public. And maybe if we look at the details of the budget, it speaks for itself.
Prof, my member says the same way. Clearly, we always want to see revenue generation happen for us so that yes, we be sika to me the share on mine. One of the major ones has always been the tax, and the issue of widening the tax net, and involve the informal sector and do this and do blah 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 and all that. It look as if every government comes and we talk about tax widening, and not be able to really bring even the artisans and everybody on board to say, so listen, we are really, positioning well to see us generate this particular revenue that we want to, because again, we still want to build schools, we still want to do the Accra Road, we want to invest into too many things that we want to do. This budget that was read, I have heard for instance, you want to have a women's bank, you are putting almost about 400 million or something into the bank and to form a bank to get women into also doing something and all that. How do we, what would this budget seek to do to see towards the loopholes that are within our spaces in Inano, you bet me unlocking it down for us to then get the revenue targets that we need, even if the gold largely, because a bit about say gold turn of credit, a bit about form, a bit shima about form, what would be the next thing for us to jump on?
Kojo said okay, the budget, depending on gold and commodity prices, can come down any time.
Yeah.
And those are the things that it is budgeted for. I think $3,000 per ounce. That is the gold price, and that's what the budget depends on. And so, if this gold price comes down, and from economic history, most commodity products may go up, and then within a short time will crumble to come down, and immediately we find ourselves in that problem. There will be a serious shock to the economy. You see, the government, I don't know whether it's economics or it's politics, taking down a lot of some of this area that will generate revenue for the country, and unfortunately, government do not, or should I say, they do not learn from history. The previous government also made similar mistake when they assumed office. The benchmark import duties were reduced drastically, and everybody was hailing them, but how did they able to close the gap in terms of the tax revenue? So later on, they ended up introducing various taxes to close the gap. Here is the case: the government has abolished so many taxes: the COVID-19 health recovery, the decoupling, the Get Fund, and National Health Insurance Levy, and the effective tax rate has been reduced from 21% to 90%. The VAT threshold, those who are collecting this VAT, has been increased from 200,000 to 700,000. So it means those below 750,000 currently do not qualify to collect tax on behalf of the government. If you do the simulation analysis, and a lot of work I'm sure might have gone through this, but you will get to appreciate, say, government is losing revenue. Government is losing revenue here. If you take our the other source of revenue, which is from the import duties and the rest. Government in its own statement suggests that due to the appreciation of the city, the government is also losing revenue from our port, and these are the areas that government generates the bulk of our revenue envelope. And so, if you aggregate all and all, you get to appreciate there is a huge loss of revenue. And the objective is to expand the tax net and then bring more people on board. But the truth is, largely the economy is informal. Our economy is informal, and therefore it will be difficult to bring all those people on board immediately. Though the national what do we call it? Identification Authority.
National Identification Authority for now.
Exactly. I'm Obia identification and on my major our 10 to 8 in such a way, say at least you can we can easily track people. So it takes time to be able to bring all those informal sector into the tax bracket, and how within this short period, within 1 year, it can be done. I'm not sure the government can achieve that. And so at the end of the day, all the revenue that has been dropped, or revenue lines that has been dropped because the government call it nuisance taxes, there's going to be a gap. The government has to find a way to raise the money to make up. There is a certain tax I'm trying to find out that they have increased by 3%. That is a corporate before your profit. Yes, to make up, but yet it still doesn't cover the revenue that has been lost in terms of all those taxes that they call nuisance tax that has been abolished. So at the end of the day, there will still be a deficit in our revenue envelope. And the question is, how do you close that gap?
Exactly.
Given the fact that the city has been what word should I use? Has been forced to appreciate in value, and therefore we are also losing a lot of money from the port. So this budget per se, it will be difficult at the end of the day to meet the revenue expectation. And of course, when it comes to expenditure, once it has been budgeted within the fiscal year, the government will go ahead and spend. And so it doesn't look good for me. It doesn't look good.
Wow. So clearly, and maybe na and careful say between aboa to see us generate, what boss the loopholes within and all that. One of the things that I can say it will feature to also build up some form of revenue generation had to do with the toll levy. But I think I did not hear a finance minister mention the road tolls again, because previous government decided to abolish it, brought in the yield levy. They had a target to achieve. They failed to achieve that particular target. Then it made the reasoning of, downplaying or probably abolishing the toll levy, to become something else. We are back again to square one, just as you're saying. Now we are introducing new stuff and taking certain things out. People are selling online digital spaces now without paying taxes, informal. Then we came back and said, oh, Ghana card, and one a year with 10 number, we be that year, Juma, we're going to track everybody. Ya code throughs, ya queues, ya signing, I got tenancy. Still, we are back again to square one to still say that we still cannot get connect to these informal sectors and all that to see the gap. Being dealt with. Economics versus politics. Which one are we really doing now in this country?
Kojo, if you ask me, I will probably say that there is a thin line between economics and politics. But if you try to also mix the two, you normally get it wrong.
Okay.
Because for economics, you see the outcome at the end of the day.
Okay.
And so sometimes the policy-wise, I don't know whether they fail to acknowledge that, or because of political reason, anything that is politically expedient, they push it through without looking at the medium term or the long term. Should I say the long term impact on the economy? And you see, you mentioned of something. What did you mention? I'm trying to remember what you just said.
Well, I mentioned the coming in of the yield levy. They had a vision to see celebrating. Yeah.
Exactly. You see, the truth is, if I were the government or if I'm one of the policy makers, I would have some of the taxes that has already been introduced. I wouldn't touch it. Of course, you need to take advantage of some of these policies and then find a way to build your revenue envelope. If you look at the tax revenue within the sub-Saharan Africa or even the West Africa, Ghana's total revenue far below most of our peers.
Wow.
Okay, so in terms of our revenue envelope, it's very, very, should I say, small. And we have an opportunity that if you are a government, you have opportunity. You were not the one who introduced some of these taxes to generate a significant revenue for us. So you just have to keep it and probably look at a way of even improving them. Like the issue of residential facility where you have to pay those taxes. Those are areas that you can easily generate revenue for the country. Okay. But every government, from the past government till now, nobody has had the should I say the will to push those through, because from Accra you can zone Accra as a region and look at the high income area, the low income area, and all these facilities. It has to be made to pay taxes on their building, and that revenue alone will be so huge to probably make up some of this revenue shortfall. You mentioned of this a toll on the road.
Yes.
The toll, the medium which we probably take the money. Some of us are not in agreement. You may take the money at the time that the vehicle is, or the car is, what do you call it, the annual, when you go to DVLA, when you are going to renew your
DVLA, papers and then.
Exactly. You can collect that revenue from that end.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, there are a lot of the cars or drivers who drive on the road, and they may not use the toll booth. and therefore they may drive the whole year without paying road user fee. Yeah.
Okay.
But
okay.
But if you collect it at the point of renewing your DVLA tickets, then everybody is brought on board, and that can also generate a huge revenue for the country.
Okay.
Do you understand? So if there are simple way that you can raise revenue without necessarily maybe affecting businesses or the individual, and most of these car owners, they have an ability to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so if you take it from the point of renewing their papers, the cost in terms of collection also reduced drastically, and at the end of the day, the net revenue generated from that aspect is intact. You see, so we may not necessarily need the toll booth.
Okay.
We may not necessarily need the toll booth because we have already collected it at the point of, and everybody, once you have a vehicle, you will have to renew your
DVLA.
The DVLA.
You will pay
every year, and therefore you will pay.
Yeah.
So you can find a way to run away from such payment.
Okay.
And so I think these are small areas that the government can generate a huge revenue.
Okay.
Without necessarily have to spend so much money to collect them.
Okay. Prof, one of the issues I know so has to do with minority previously had said, I mean, right from 2 to 3 months of the government saying that, listen, you are not spending. And that is the more reason why you think you are happy, you are okay in seeing structure the economy, and then you are touting that you are there. Now we suspended the issue of debt. Now we are coming back to do the restructuring, getting into the system to now, pay our debts and all that. Debt restructuring and all that. Would it, or do you see or foresee the 2026 budget, being hit with the same debts that we owe, people, and the restructuring and all that? Again, they are also telling us that they are not quick to go into the Eurobonds market, the markets to go even borrow. So we are fine, we are cool, we can pay our debt and all that. Do you foresee the 2026 giving us that leverage, paying debt and still looking at revenue inflows and all that?
Kojo, if you look at the budget statement in terms of the debt and the restructuring of the debt, I think the previous government debt restructuring has yielded a lot of results for Ghana and of course for the current government.
Okay.
And as we speak, the international or the private international market going for to borrow in terms of the Eurobonds and the rest, the condition is still not favorable because the structure of the economy hasn't changed. The debt profile, though it has been restructured, is still there, and the economy, I can say, is still vulnerable to any external shock. And so, if you look at the budget that the government presented, it's just to contain any excesses and like to maintain stability without looking at anything bigger than even the previous years. So if you take, let's say, the overall GDP growth of 48%, 4.8%, you will get to appreciate that this is not different from the previous target, that the 2025 target. If you take the, let's say, end of year inflation, 8%, that is for 2026. That is what government is projecting, and currently the end of year inflation is still 8%. We call something primary surplus. That is the end of 2025 is 1.5%, and the 2026 projection remained the same. So you could see that almost everything that the government projections, the targets, remain as the 2025 figures. That basically sends a signal that the government is not ready to spend. The government wants to keep to the same expenditure threshold, and of course maintain the revenue as probably has been receiving. Though, if you take an area of, let's say, capital expenditure, you realize that the 2026 forecast, which is a 2.6 of the GDP, is the same as 2025 and even 2024. So what the government is trying to do is to remain, should I say, consolidated without spending. But the truth is, when government is the higher or the highest expenditure, when you look at the GDP component in Ghana, the GDP is made up of the consumption, government expenditure, let's say net export in investment. The component that is from the government is the highest in the case of Ghana. So if the government is not spending, what it means that the GDP growth prospect will also be very, very low. So at the end of the day, you appreciate that though the wage bill has been increased, so you realize that this budget definitely finance more of a consumption than development project. The 5.7% is going into wage bill against capital expenditure of 2.6% of the GDP. Yes, and that is the outlook. That is the outlook that this budget is trying to look at. I don't know whether I've answered your question.
Oh yeah, you have. I mean, clear. So we'll wait and see. I mean, Rebecca, we've seen it on paper. Let's see how it moves 2026, and then no external shocks comes in to also derail the economy.
So, Kojo, sometimes when you read the budget statement, you try to understand what are the drivers of some of this outlook that the government is projecting. And if you take, let's say, like the Bank of Ghana balance sheet, it says projected to expand, and they use the word moderately. And this is driven by foreign assets from gold and forest pitches. If you come down to paragraph 705, it talks about the external front. Ghana's balance of payment is expected to remain strong. Gross international reserves are projected to cover at least 3 months of import cover. It's the same thing as last year. And again, this is driven by export earning, remittances, and then FDI inflow. But the bulk of this export earning is coming from gold. And the emphasis is on record small-scale gold export, adding to the forex inflow. So you see the issue that I mentioned about in terms of the Galamsey issue.
Yes.
So if you look at the drivers of any of this outlook, you get to appreciate that the economy is still vulnerable.
Okay.
The economy is still vulnerable.
Okay.
And any external shock will throw everything at something that you and I wouldn't be happy.
Prof, you better say a radio show.
Okay.
All right. And Professor Williams or him or your former head of the Department of Economics and Applied Mathematics and School of Sciences in the AD and Common. Check with your time. 16 minutes past the hour of 8 a.m. And then a painful better than for Dean Common. I share their Connie dear Ben Bo Backman, Deputy Director, Emma United Party UP, and as a UP Plus, and I face Janet Tassana Nabla founder, People's National Party PMP, also better and then my very good friend Yao Yeboah, member of the MPP communication team and Brian campaign team. And also better say now for your Dean Common. Share the budget. And then issues that has to do with a tax revenue, and then your target 800,000 jobs that is supposed to be created out of it. My understanding is almost 480,000 will be created out of the big push. Now, face so the Kenyano, they share the air core. Sena Mekayano, the Ghana Catholic bishops are back again with another thing when it comes to the Galamsey and the mining. Almost say declare state of emergency in mining zones. They are back again telling us this. This morning, we'll talk about it again. Between state of emergency and what government says, I have declared these areas as national security zones. What is really the matter? What is really the problem? Ebedi and also who enkomo sisi. And Sana Ziga Beba with Ziga Stick brought to you by Dog Activated Chakono. My main found call airwork. Issue na esi no how na esi na sebi ye nuanom insia efimo no na afesu kuma system PDC ye ene de ekọ ne ba nyina no now Osofo Kofi Odro who is penyine oda Alabasta International Ministry ano wakasa afa airwork issue no ho nsem o kan ye no me pese wa wutie bi our 92.9 on Facebook, we will Kessben TV, and then on Kessben 92.9 on Facebook, and then on DSTV channel 364 Go 121. Now, member back na Yemedi and Komosisi. Yentie Ora Kofi Odro, Ewo Elwak in Seminole.
On behalf of this nation, we are sorry. We couldn't protect your children. We couldn't protect them. We had a flawed system. Institutions that does not work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. Children who have finished university, they just say church. Yeah, sorry. We have the data that runs this church. The data tells us what the branches are doing. The data. They were ha, Bibi were ha, a chereme. Inipa do a kwa sorry was Santo, is Legon. A madu do a womb, Memadu do a womb, offering omotoye. You know, the data tells me how many carpenters are in this church, how many hairdressers are in this church, how many doctors are in this church, where they live. The data tells me that. We have a data here that tells me that. There is a data in this church. Do you want to tell me it is government institutions that don't have data? They have the data. They know. You see, the armed forces have given an opportunity for people to blaspheme the institution. We are looking for 4,000 people. So then, the system should be capped. By 10,000, we block the portal. Case closed. We allow 60,000 to come in when we want only 4,000. So then, I stand on this altar. And I say to the Ghana Armed Forces, refund the money of all those 60,000 people. If you don't enlist them, put the picture there. All the blood of these girls shall be on your head. Refund the monies they paid on the portal, or the blood of these innocent girls shall be on your head. Ubia won the bad titina. A brown fast walker crebeba no sono. Take their pictures of. Let me say this to you. If I want to be enlisted in the British Army, my nephews and my nieces are here. You know, serious. If I want to be enlisted, I don't need to pay a dime. All I need to do is to apply online. On behalf of this nation, we are sorry. We couldn't protect your children. We couldn't protect them. We had a flawed system. Institutions that does not work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. Children who have finished university. They just say church. Sorry. We have the data that runs this church. The data tells us what the branches are doing. The data. Me waha. Bibi waha echreme. Inipa dodo ekwa sorry was Santo. Is Legon. A madu do a womb. Me madu do a womb. Offering omotoye. You know, the data tells me how many carpenters are in this church, how many hairdressers are in this church, how many doctors are in this church, where they live. The data tells me that. We have a data here that tells me that. There is a data in this church. Do you want to tell me it is government institutions that don't have data? They have the data. They know. You see, the armed forces have given an opportunity for people to blaspheme the institution. We are looking for 4,000 people. So then, the system should be capped. By 10,000, we block the portal. Case closed. We allow 60,000 to come in when we want only 4,000. So then, I stand on this altar and I say to the Ghana Armed Forces, refund the money of all those 60,000 people. If you don't enlist them, put a picture there. All the blood of these girls shall be on your head.
23 minutes past the hour of 8, and that's Ora Kofi Odro, Alabasta International Ministry, and ordained the Atohono when it comes to the work issue now is see, you know, Sikasemono. Among 60,000, over 60,000, right? Almost more the blood of these 6 will be on the military. And you know, almost dear and no. Answer number Ziga Hoff was the brought to you by Doc Activated Chakono. Yetete and Simbi we still want to verify, but these are in some yetete. Efi I am your friend is Kwewu Abene. Kwewu Abene, that is what we are hearing from where the Paramancy, Kwewu Paramancy no one. That's what we're hearing, that police for Akohonom, yes, say Yachi Queen Mother no. National security force also honum the arrest of the Queen Mother, and then other things I see were honum. We understand that previously we had some land guards, I mean guys within the Paramountcy honumana in Semibrinano Enkoye. Almost say the other news we also hearing is the coming in of Dasebra Kwemwa Japan. If you recall, Pape Ananana Nisembi PMO with regards to Sikasembi and all that. I think among for Ebo Eso and Joka crying, you know, the coming of Nana Dasebreno has brought too many things. We hear national security is there, and obviously police were evacuating the Queen Mother. If you honum Kwewu Abene, we hear some shooting incidents. We'll go there to go and check and then give you videos and other excerpts from their reporter will be there as soon as possible so that we can give you a clear picture as to what is happening Kwewu Abene as we speak right now. There are gunshots that are even going on as we speak in Tinebeko when we get the green light, and then we can show you exactly what is really happening live Kwewu Abene, and then we'll come back with the real issues and the core issues on the ground. But as we speak, the national security police people are there. The Queen Mother has been taken by security, and then we are hoping so you're safe. ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Kwawu Abene hɔ. So then the back crash, so then the coin, we can't not tell as we speak, but we'll go there and then go and check and all that. Digger Steak brought to you by Doke Activated Charcoal and the Ziga every on Ziga Steak. Ziga, morning, Bibi Aboko there.
Yeah, good morning, boss.
Nice.
Nice. Bibi Aboko, but this year news year Mama Sam Kakra.
Yeah. Kwawu Abene there, no.
Yeah, we reached out because Abene is the capital of Kwawu.
Sure.
It's not in Koko.
Sure.
That's the founder of the whole Kwawu enclave. It could be out for Abene. A seat of Kwawu Ankasa.
Okay.
It is a BBC Bahonoma na a hardly. It's a bomb say they will put everything into in position and number Reverend Drew.
Yes.
Asama Wakai no dream.
I think
was said Yatra Honmo from last Wednesday asemi by will be on Sebi will be on Huninkas they say. We need to refund their monies to them.
Okay.
It's a fantastic idea. And me born a basso for that. Wa Mario Wakame pa. Because listen, asemi by President Mahama. In fact, anyway, I'm a person me come once. I wanted to talk about the budget, but no problem. Asemi by President Mahama wa hot the recruitment process and as exercise now because a great Accra. And NS Broja and the deputy defense minister. Wa call or identify the families of disease no or more African. And oma call no ma sure mo say do make sure say obianfa nipa ba ko fi na busua mu mra na yem form military free of charge. Abra the person wouldn't go through the legal process again just to compensate them. It is good, but it is not enough.
Okay.
At all, it is not enough. Listen, 2019, 2019, Assembly Siwo Baba Yara Sports Stadium was a Kotoko Hearts game, which Kotoko lost 1-2 to Hartlefolk or Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi. Now, you know Baba Yara, that year, Nipa 4 and the Wu Stadium on. Which just might be 4 people died and a lot of injuries were recorded at that time.
Yeah.
Then the sports minister, Uramutaka Mubarak, at that time, set up a committee of inquiry. Madam Intibida. Debiana, we talked about a commission, but was setting up a committee of inquiry. And now, yes, you investigate. Idea or the setting up the committee and say, negligence of duty. Ebetimi amasa resource number. When they set up a committee no findings by and say yes, indeed, obi anya na dwuma yi. Nana bantema hene, baby obi amechachi ano. Nana bi bodi na aka asem keke. That town na Kotoko chief executive officer, Sylvester Sarousu. He was banned for 5 years. But listen, Mr. President Ernesto Drew, on the National Sports Authority, boss, you remove you. And I will regional sports development officer Kumase, Mr. S.K. Kofiduku Dodu. He was removed. He was asked to resign. 3 policemen were interdicted. And the deputy accountant of National Sports Authority, Mr. J.H. After, was also removed from office. Yesaki Omu, per the report near the bio. Aden Yesaki Omu. Yes, say, the National Sports Authority for they know say Kumasi Sports Stadium never 45,000 in capacity. But Omad serial number, the last serial number no, was almost 70,000. It means that they had additional about 30,000 people. I don't know take it to them all. And then a mass stampede in the buyer, the pastor of these personalities were removed from office. 2009. So, maybe the say, this thing, it is not different from 2009. When it different from May 9, a commission of inquiry of Mr. Okujato was set up to check, say, the May 9, and you want the mass problem they buy. And people were interdicted. Some police personnel were interdicted in this country. So, helicopter cry no kwa na eko tieni yo eno kwa na eko obi ani ayi yeso obi akwa order aba na weather nye they told them say weather nye later a call came that they can go a committee was set up and who baby a problem if you buy allowing people to go to military for free is not a problem and yet the friend said that panacea. We need to set up a committee of inquiry. Nipa man ewuno. Eye nipa sabi prediasa. They are not different from Kofono Ekonya plane crash no. Women different from Kofono ewu Kumasi Sports Stadium. Women different from May 9. Women different from Saka Hana Sia Nipa Bese Bebrewu 2015. A committee was set up. Why do you have to set a committee? We need to set a committee because Mr. Atufosin, who is a finance minister and double as an active defense minister, made us to understand that they are recruiting 12,000 military to get closer to the UN benchmark of military that a 33 million population should have. Okay, fair enough. You said 12,000 in 4 years. It means that as a logician, I know that every 3 years, every 4 years, there's 3,000. If not that number, what the young fanasa, say 3,000 for the whole Ghana 16 regions. Young fanasa crown choir momo 1,005. A crown 1,005. Young fanasa. How come that Airwork Stadium capacity is 7,000? But Nipanwa, a core Airwork Stadium, no, I saw it's more than the 7,000. Who ordered that? Why am I torn forms in the man bro? So because I know some forms, yes, yeah, they call torn forms in the man you call 15% excess. Because man acquire pepe be a Roman fit. So 15%, no, and you then you torn man bro. Now when you listen to and if I listen to them very carefully, I have listened to litany of interviews. Their interviews are different from the report that Ghana Armed Forces for the buy, the preliminary report and investigation. The American writer say, so Ghana Armed Forces, are they telling us the truth? And I said, they are not telling us the truth. Say, a man who's inquiring and Kofako Shomachi, and Omoke cancer, we should be able to know.
Yeah.
Why nine kind of crime country? We need a committee. Then after, a huge compensation should be given to them. They are Ghanaians. None of them is a Liberian. They are not Nigerians. They are Ghanaians. 6 people and I lose my life.
Right.
We should not take this for a joke.
You're right. I mean, if my memory serves, it was February 2009, right? Stadium there now, Wakano.
Yeah.
There were two major things that they did say.
Yeah.
One was overcrowding.
Yeah.
And then one was overheat.
Overheat. Because yes, no more to severe heat.
And
so
it's similar.
Yeah.
As you say.
Yeah, similar.
To this
stadium there said I'm stadium. Fire service for issue. And we spray good the and the people were relieved, respite at that time. Look at what happened. Stampede. I want to say, unapproved gate. But so one game say they did not use unapproved. They were whipping, they were beating them. So those who wanted to avoid beating, and who na kind of credit chain. Near micromanager ye asip say BBNC, Massa BBS Ghana.
Okay.
BBS Ghana, yes, Ramuni pad 8 now. 6 national monka. We need to investigate this.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. But I say, Zika Steak was brought to you by Doc Activated Charcoal. Doc Activated Charcoal Powder. And a day a Zika Steak. Quick.
Now, Doc Activated Charcoal Powder. What's the main country I would say? And movement to Fab Ada Minister of Fancham, UP for about better. Minimum the other canina. And then minimum the other canina.
Okay.
Now, at the crowd man, why are they near Doc Activated Charcoal Powder?
Yeah, sure.
Now, Muti, Doc, no food poison. Now, say, Mammy be. And the ba. Or my cock of fair drew the abrano, yet toss a drew the brano. Na drono, back with food poison, a cranny in my minu. And no cold we did dosage, no knock of fair binomia. And I cried the bushy, I didn't call hospital. Yet in the back of man, Doc Activated Charcoal Powder. you do on that as I didn't have nurse for the doctors like catch my and say I did not be the doc activated charcoal powder kakrano do a commercial because poison code was so serious. Doc activated charcoal powder will be a gas indigestion while you bloated. We hear doc activated charcoal powder. Doc activated charcoal powder was say Osebia was subia Osebia state be a drubia see a do am fango doc activated charcoal powder be to us etie one kase obe manage also obe to us e dia ma obia we do subriwo de bia ya na we do subriwo we doc activated charcoal powder udidi ana abofro utubika abofro udi anwa na abofro udidi wie ya unu wisu ana abofro e obstruction e man can cho say nature you hear doc activated charcoal powder ebe flashing ni na ebe detoxikill bema de say o your ba bema e say we detoxikill ho na immune system no strong na de bia e renewed na enuo na ye de ya mutie bia no a ye de hye charcoal no yanko na enim doc activated charcoal powder 100% natural the whole West Africa yanko na enim o hear fresh breath. We hear doc activated charcoal powder. BB obstruction be woyam. It we hear doc activated charcoal powder. It could 3,000, 5,000 pound could choose say 7% see white. Debbie doc activated charcoal powder. What to choose here, you know? What the bo brush bomwa. Now the chia na aye white come. Na was some control say. Wo penidoso puatu akwa kotonwa. Ko nana boachi e whatever obenyebi. Sana AMS or takra the delight pharmacy will confrodia. Wedama pharmacy wa shaman. And a pharmacy be or drug or kaishi drug le one crown how be bia afei uko kumasi a dia pharmacy life pharmacy and a Lancer chemist Colonac pharmacy ni na e kumasi number ni 059 820 6885 059 820 6885 or 020 66 16620 020 66 16620 doc activated charcoal powder and no and the demo rab and a champo and more and a woman and I didn't hear man of the rich
Matthias Ziga and I'm can I let me read some of the messages that I have here before me call a year paying for so a year member of the MPP communication team officer Brian campaign team Watanas and officer Abu Bakman deputy communications director of United Party as Watanasi Babeshe and Komodiana. So now there's a text messages here and then WhatsApp messages that I need to read now if you remember almost here to now teacher Bonti from Ashanti Achim of one say Bonti me sure say be boko say good morning Mr. Kojo Preko Dankwah. Good morning to you Bounty Maakye. So I totally agree with Osofu Kofi Odro my regards to Reverend Ankoma Nyaku Nicholas ono se dia or the ebaye enono. Then this one is from Eric Kweku Bodi Patriotic Voice Bechemo say we told Ghanaians that the NDC as a party has nothing better to offer Ghanaians again, but some Ghanaians didn't listen. Now where is the JDM 24-hour economy promise? The regards to Dr. Bamia, Adrian Kessier, John Boedu, Obatampa, Mavis Hakumsen, Mr. Osei Collins, Executive Director, Save Our Environment Foundation, and Honorable Dr. Freche Asamoah, Onosone de Ebaye, and no. Now, this one is coming from Capito Gosu Menshia. Also, to me, will not waste much time on this NDC empty budget because there's nothing good in it. I'm pleading to all delegates in the MPP to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to lead the party and win come 2028 because NDC has disappointed and failed Ghanaians. So not only do they buy, and let me read this one, and then it says OPK. That's a very long one. OPK. I'll say. Blah 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 blah. But I agree with Catholic bishops in pressing government to declare a state of emergency because NDC gurus are doing it with impunity, destroying our land, water bodies, and food crops. Mahama and the NDC government are insensitive to the plight of Ghanaian workers with 9% increment in salaries, but they have increased their presidential staffers' salary. That's around 67, I don't know. And it shows that they came to create loot and share taxpayers' money and themselves. So let's resist the oppressors' rule and voting by voting for the MPP in 2028 with Dr. Bawumia as president to rescue us. I know Nadia or the Ebaye. And no, I'll read your text messages as and when we'll move on from there. But as I'm campaign for no, like I said, I just saw the Ghana Catholic Bishop thing telling Ghanaians things. Almost say the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference is calling on government to declare a state of emergency in areas heavily affected by illegal mining, warning that the Galamsey has become, and I quote, a profound moral crisis and a spiritual challenge for the nation. And then the appeal was contained in a communique issued at the end of the conference annual plenary assembly held in Damango in the Savannah region. And that's what they are saying, that the scale of environmental destruction caused by illegal mining is getting out of hand as we speak. State of emergency versus national security zones. I don't know what is really happening from there, but if you didn't in a Hong Kong, I will fear no pain for me. Chamu in a Bibia Bokor. Nice. Yeah, there are those who say, now what you for France about to you. Rabakman, UP BBI co find there. BBI fine. In the number share, you say most more can I say election to elect a Congress, right? Congress,
yes. At the moment, we have interim executives.
Okay.
We are putting together our teams in the regional level.
Okay.
So now we have our regional executives.
Okay.
And also offices.
Okay.
So now we are going down to the constituency level.
Okay, that's fine.
So that is what we are doing now.
Sure. Right, what's it?
One thing you more top bottom approach maybe.
Top bottom then.
That also war interim executives national, right? Yes, and
a friend is a regional.
So we are not electing executives at this stage.
Okay.
We are appointing and selecting.
Exactly.
So just more appointed from top. And I'm more down.
No. But
it's my top bottom approach.
But you need to get a regional, and the regional will now do the constituency. Then it goes down.
And you can't where you have taken the national executive.
MPP once don't come and say ours is like MPP. Ours is not like MPP at all.
See, you can't even run away from everything MPP.
No. But could you?
Yeah.
This what you have done.
Yes.
And MPP is Osa. No, what do I say?
Oh, but if you want to, if you want to summarize it, is it not the top bottom approach?
No. I was MPP ones MPP ones
Yes.
I was Eki presidential. Then I was the roof now and I call your foundation.
Okay.
Kojo, that is it.
Yes, sir.
One a presidential candidate for UP.
You don't have presidential candidate.
Oh, please.
You don't have presidential candidate.
Kojo. What way?
Yeah,
we don't have.
What way?
So should we assume that?
But do you know we have a UP presidential candidate?
Yes. Alan Kojo Chairman.
Congressman Omukom.
So now, so Baumia is the presidential candidate. Is Baumia the presidential candidate for MPP?
Yet he MPP for election. I set a date. And you don't know that.
Yes.
So please relax.
Relax.
They are doing they are not going for any election.
Okay.
Are they going for any election?
Oh no.
Relax.
No. But how can you speak for me when you don't know what is happening in my party?
I am not speaking for you. Per observation, are we daft?
No. All observation are wrong.
Are you not aware that Honorable Sadiq Abubakar Boniface?
Yes.
Is a national chairman.
Interim.
By what? Appointment.
Yes.
So if I say you are doing appointment, you say no.
I have said appointment here.
I just said.
Kojo, but I have said appointment here. What's your problem?
No, but you have adopted. You can't even run away.
No,
we have adopted what?
What is wrong?
And
we have adopted what?
What is wrong for you to admit that yes, you are doing a bottom-down approach?
No.
You have been appointed as a communication
deputy
communications deputy communications.
Yes.
From there, you have moved on to region.
Yes.
To appoint your
regional
chairman,
regional executives. Yes.
You just mentioned that from there you are going to constituency.
Yes.
But that is what is supposed to be done. One is about appointment. And one is about election.
All that he's saying
is about election. You start from the bottom up.
Uh-huh.
But if you are appointing, Why would you appoint a police station executive person before you appoint a constituency officer?
So let me remind my brother.
Yeah.
Per the provisional certificate that was given to you by EC, it is stated in it that every political party shall have constituency offices. Wait. Oh, yeah. This is my you don't
have any case.
Yeah. Yes, shall have. So before provisional certificates, the assumptions are that you have constituency officers.
All right.
Who are the officers? If you are not going to appoint, who are the officers at the grounds?
Okay. All right.
Who qualify you to first of all have access to the provisional?
No. Is he?
Back my face, back my men on chassis. Yeah, kind of budget. Just about last week, and yeah, kind of budget, and yeah, baby do and yeah, pensem. We're looking at how the budget is looking at 2026 and how it will look and all that. 10 minutes, ayo there, Backman. From UP and I face one can say more. How do you see the 2026 budget and other matters? 10 minutes, ayo there.
Yeah, I mean that's it. That's the come. I mean, I should find it safe for me. And I'm going there. Budget, in isolation. That's the budget, 2026 budget, without making reference to any other thing around it. You can also look at it in relation to BBA as a nation. When NDC took over, the kind of economy in the war, and in Zama also there, ma yetum na yegina ye. Until this year budget now. The focus of the budget was to stabilize the situation. It was like more or less a stability budget because in a situation, I mean, Maakye, MPP, they left us with Kojo economy. Kojo economy in a sense there, economy we were borrowing excessively. You borrow pass, can you find more serious here? So the sikana na you borrow na taxes you raise, mainly for consumption and corruption. Sika osede as no kuzi nkofu pi nkotokum nzama osede yazi ya no yemfen yema no ho mba mfoso oteda ma abobo se na ezi ana so we bro na ezi instead of ebodua na nyamo ntina bo se na ebo no dam not na afi so we had a lot of wasteful expenditure, like the almighty National Cathedral, $97 million are you wastes. You waste you do to them at the time and able to be that economy. So because of that, my economy is so fair. And in all the indicators are on my the economy so or tap one or yara. Actually indicators in your not the economy or your actually inflation, actually exchange rate, actually interest rate, actually a cow debt overhang to the extent today, DDEP. So the economy was not in good shape at all. That is why I come IMF for the into one more. Now, when you are giving such an economy, the first thing you do in order to stabilize the economy. In Tabosha, this year budget, not a very tight budget. The focus was to make sure that we stabilize the macroeconomic environment. And that's what the government did. In Tabosha, the results were so far. If you read the budget, you will read the actual results so far. They've been able to stabilize the economy to a very large extent. So if you be if bears as a power. Then now was the next year budget. Now, according to Finance Minister, also the focus of the budget once again is to also continue to consolidate the gains make or macroeconomic environment to make sure that inflation is still good. Interest rate is still good, exchange rate is still good, and all that, which is also good, because if and you're careful, when I say you wouldn't fido, when I say pede echo baby for fra, or say you throw the economy into a state of this equilibrium again. Into my bayani there, or say there, that's what the minister. My understanding, if you read the budget, the understanding I get from the budget is that they still want to consolidate the gains they made in the macroeconomic environment. Then also was in Zambia to expand the economy. People should be very careful when we are talking about budgeting and you see, when you have a situation, baby, if you bear into, we can't leapfrog. We need to move gradually. And so if you want to move gradually with the management of the economy, you don't do things like, and you're overly ambitious. Also, they tread cautiously. In Tiasha, now they are focusing on, because they want to expand the economy a bit, to now create jobs, to open up and create jobs for the youth. Now they want to focus on agriculture. Okay, they want to also focus on the big push, construction, road construction mainly. They also want to focus on industry. Okay, now they are saying that energy sector too, they are going to do serious investment there. It's a gradual process, isn't it? Because if you're able to have a good energy, it's also obesity energy, obesity thermal plant, new one, in terms of capacity, in terms of or bigger than what Akosombo gives us. If they're able to do that, to push, to power the economy, so that's what I'm saying. That budget is intentions, what you want to do. But as to whether Ibutumaya is also another altogether. But actually, the intentions expressed in the budget are good. Now, I'm going to say, actually, you see, it's a very good budget. Because one, or solve the Koshoko problem. No? So I have termed this budget as a balanced diet budget. When you have a Koshoko situation, you need a balanced diet to change the Koshoko to healthy economy. So this budget is balanced diet budget. Now, but if you consider where we should have been or where we could have been, given what we have as a nation now, I will tell you, you have a long way to go, Kojo. We still have a long way to go. Because, given the potential of this country, I don't think this is the kind of budget we should have. This is the kind of growth we should have. But if no, I might also say, careful. Now, if we're able to invest heavily in agriculture, you know what is going to happen in terms of, apart from job creation, if you focus on exports, the inflows, the government can generate revenue there and all that. The same with industry. The big push is also very important. But the big push, I expect them there. Now, that Accra Kumasi Express Road, in you before, we have a different view. And we have expressed it openly. Okay. That it should be done by a private sector. We need to have a private investor to do that. And not government, yes, right? We should take that pressure from our budget. So it wouldn't be a GOG thing. So that burden should be lifted from our budget. Private investor, BOT, let the person do it. If that is what is happening all over, or if you go to around the world. You build operator and transfer. Yes, so that, you see, when the private man comes in, the benefit is that too, all you pressure if you budget, that money in Kessben, now you can use it to do feeder routes, urban routes, and inner routes. Because I know you can't toll them. You get it? But the one that can be told, the private sector may. One, the private sector, yeah. Because it will take, let's say, 30 years was a recoup, we'll make sure that in terms of quality, a high quality road. Because they want on a private man putting his money on your corrupt, on 30% to be offense, on your inferior or shoddy work. But obey a high quality road. So that 30 years time, so you to me use road anyway, and that's 20 years time, depending on agreements here, but the road now becomes the property of the country. So that is where anyone in Adrian on CP. Two, yes, the debt in the energy sector, the IPPs, the economy as the IPPs, yes, why wouldn't the government also consider debt equity swap? Could you, Mezokau? Mintumuntia, but more company or potential. Musical, you mintumuntia work. Now, a call Mazuinano. Mazemo, if it constitutes, let's say, 20% of my company no worth, then I will make you 30% part owner of my company. Mm-hmm. Now, if I make you 30% part owner of my company, I'll be a part owner of the company. Company, you join on your profit, we share the profit accordingly. Now, I'll give you a table and a chair in the company. Now, you become part of management, you become part of board. So that together, then we can manage the company. Now, with the private sector involvement, that inflated figures are so sourcing inflated figures that will become a thing of the past. Now, because me are concerned, I'll make sure that the right things are done in the company so that we can share profits along so able to now IPPs or IPPs will be enjoying the profits of the company. These are areas the government should have considered other alternatives like our proposal. But as I said, this budget, if they succeed in stabilizing or consolidating the macroeconomic environment, it is good for the business. You see, Kojo, last 4 years, what the business community went through should never happen again. I mean, a businessman is going to take a loan of 35 to 40%. When you have inflation of over 20%, when you have exchange rate of over 15, 16%, certainly if you're a businessman, you can't breathe. You can't even take loan to even do business or expand your business. So what it means is that now that all these figures have come down, I expect the business community to take advantage of it. Are you getting it? Now the only way we can expand this economy and create jobs is through the private sector. The government doesn't have the capacity as a public sector to employ more people. So now, one, tax is also good. On the way taxes is also good for the business community. We need to still look at the issue of interest rate. I believe that it is still not competitive, given what is happening in the sub-region. Ivory Coast, Togo, they have single-digit interest rates. South Africa, Botswana, Rwanda, all of them have single-digit interest rate. So if we are able to bring interest rate down, I had the opportunity to speak to the finance minister on one of the stations this Saturday, and he told me that the focus is to make sure they get single-digit interest rate in the long run. So if you're able to do that, it will help all of us, because the business community can now breathe. They can now take cheaper loan, establish businesses, expand businesses, employ more people, and that is how the economy will grow. So for me, yes, I believe the focus should also be like let me say this. You see, our economy depends on commodities that the prices we don't determine. Gold, cocoa, and those things. So what it means is that now anytime we have a shift or dislocation or price fluctuations in the price of those commodities, we can suffer. That's what we call external shock. Now, to be able to build shock absorbers, we need to focus. That is why I said I'm happy with some of the things they said they want to do with agriculture and industry. If you focus on export drive and also import substitution, which I see in the budget, even though the amount allocated is not that much, that's why I'm saying that we need to be very careful so that we don't overrun and get an accident along the way. But you see, any Professor Kessben be, but Kojo, let me say this, that when it comes to the issue of budget, we are so much concerned about how much we are getting. What is the point in raising revenue, maybe getting some wild revenue, when the people who are managing the economy will steal the revenue or misuse the revenue? So if you have 10 and you can use it properly, it's better than getting 20 and people stealing it for their private use. So so we'll come back again.
Definitely. May I say a Bo Backman and I will turn and carry out. I mean to you the next 10 minutes. There.
Chia di kama watiefo no ahwefo no pay. Na me chia wankasa nso ne utimu a Awurade ama ya akwanya se na ye ne ye team and viewers ne listeners ending komo. Amen. Menya betina the mintimenti na bra me chia Dr. Brian Champion and the campaign team. Successfully we've been able to finish Central Region as well. And ye denya me asese de bia me ka se ade ba kwa de bia me denya me asese yen beda sori ne yen tiatin ka boni bia enra or they wrap up Central Region. And we thank God, say, nipa dodo na party for dona who say, baby yedui ura Dr. Brian Champon, our year number 2 or a ballot paper no so no. I don't know what the necessary ideas, the exposure, the tenacity and ability to lead MPP to 2028. And the majority of the people now believe in his message of welfare. Say party now second, his message of resourcing the party now provided the necessary logistics for the party to be able to actively engage in politics. Now yebetimi din kunim 2028. And finally, the message of turning Ghana around, making Ghana a producer-based economy. These messages are to sebi a TF4 announce a party for a resonate well. People are beginning to think about it that yes, this is the direction to go. Until that party for no, and especially the campaign team members are on monam security, logistics, friends, campaign manager, every aspect of the campaign communication. Now, 2026 budget.
Yeah.
What said the 2024 budget achieved a 5.7 real GDP growth.
Kessben 92.9.
I hope you are aware that budget minu ebetna ha odi hu fell. Unfortunately, a opposition party or person oba abem no, they are a sister spokespersons for government. And budget
their sister party too.
Budget
I take exception to this. I take exception. I take exception.
I withdraw it. Budget a retrogressive budget from 5.7 to 4.8 estimated. You think that budget is better? A budget, you want to grow the economy through agriculture, but you have allocated 0.6% of your total expenditure. You have estimated to spend 30 billion, and you have allocated 2 billion to agriculture, and you want to expand the economy through agriculture. Your own finance minister, that's what he said, that they want to use agriculture to expand the economy, and the allocation to agriculture was only 0.6% of the budget. Then where from that? Now my issue. NDC campaigned on the promises of providing sustainable jobs for the people of Ghana, especially the youthful people of this country, 3 of us. The NDC promised a 24 working economy for the good people of this country. What it means is that a guarantee 1 job will guarantee 3 jobs, and that only 3 jobs on 3 shifts. So if you multiply 3 by 3, a juma na efa nipa baako now will give nipa miensa adwuma, a nipa nkuru adwuma. Was that not the case? And then menumi odo tie fidie so eka because they have not been able to achieve or even attempted and the Ghana mebunu kopa adwuma aye. Ama Ghana mebunu akwakoshia akwanhia wuo stampede, knowing very well na menu asiga na osofo no ka they knew that a cumulative 12,000 people and amobefa in the 4 years. So in every year we spread it through every year they are hoping to pick about 30,000 people. Why do you sell or open people up for about 60,000 plus when you know that these are not the people you want to employ? Then ebenna menoso na yenuanu mu bi ebewu ebehia akwanhia uwo yayaya. Now, the budget as it's stipulated the only one thing that the budget seeks to do is to boost consumption. Is the reason why they have budgeted to spend 30 billion on roads alone. Now, how does this work in the economy? Today, your biggest problem ewo ye economy mu a me te say ono finance minister nankasa acknowledge the problem of our inability to expand the tax net. There are a lot of people who are working in this economy who do not pay tax. And I tell you, almost 60% of this 30 billion will end up with these people. So what it means is that the leakages in the system will keep widening. And I'll explain to you. This road that we are going to employ, at a short term, you know, our fixed asset is, friends, your capital is fixed. It is only labor that we can vary. And road here, Babesi, you can talk about the labor in this area. Carpenter for, mason for, steel benders for, mason, all of them. These are people who ensure that there are huge leakages in what? Here in the system, no? So the money do not go back into governance in form of what? Taxes. So at the long run, you realize that you have not been able to achieve any expansion in the economy. Kojo, I don't know if you are following.
I am.
So an economy that we want to ensure, that we want to build economy to absorb the teeming youth who are unemployed, you seek to push 30 billion in that sector where you cannot even take back. You are expanding consumption, but it will not have real effect on your GDP. However, industry, service, agriculture, how much is the budget allocation to this industry, to these sectors? If you want to achieve real GDP growth, expansion, a sustainable one, of course. We live in a country where we are always complaining that we are operating a budget deficit, whereby what we generate is unable to take care of our expenditure. And that is because we are not able to produce. So one would have thought that a government who is touting itself of sustaining our economy would now focus its energy in areas of developing economy. Now economy will be responsive through production. Budget here, Papa Edibetuye, baby anywhere, it says the government is tempting to boost production. Baby anywhere. And this is the second. This is not even the first budget. This is the second budget. This budget practically failed to acknowledge the 24-hour economy promised.
Oh, but it was featured. I mean, we saw it.
How?
I will get it because I heard the minority say it, but it was captured in.
How was it captured? Was it an announcement? For the announcement, we had it in 2025.
No, but
140 million was allocated to it.
Thank you.
140, right? For 24
140 million. Okay. So take 140 million of 300 billion. Then you know that it was not even mentioned. You are looking at sustainable growth rate in an economy. And the vehicle you promised on, you are allocating less than 0.1% of your budget. And you think that was mentioned? Look, okay, last Monday, when Sister Ephraim said, Galam said, just because I have mentioned unemployment, one no yen say, Nukia daso, Ghana for me, Bunuka Salaya, Oyeni Webeba, and Amebwa. So it means that unemployment now is a critical mess, a national security issue for us as a people to address. And how do you address? Industry. What I said. The SY administration started something. And let me acknowledge the finance minister by saying that 10 out of the 100 plus hospitals that were started by the SY administration will be completed. Kojo, if we have kept the idea of developing resources from every constituency, as every district as started by the Akufo-Addo administration, by maintaining 1D, 1F. And this government has said, okay, for instance, let me use as an Mansour Cross as my case study. I heard him mention oil palm.
Yeah.
Are we also going to export the raw palm oil or we are going to invest in industry, we will add value addition to our raw product. So one district, one factory, and a guarantee a sustainable employment.
Okay.
And it reduces urbanization. So people wouldn't have to leave Asenemanso across a Tankaman Kwanta and come to Accra for non-existent white collar jobs. Because we are doing value addition in the vehicle of one district, one factory. But government, this finance minister went to parliament and said that the one district one for politically and economically is a waste on government budget. Today, we don't even know, this budget do not give direction as to how we are going to employ the youth of Ghana.
Okay.
This budget. So we are babunu na ukoti a tro NDC tro 72 koto abawa and no sesi form. And next so we Ghana ni babunu na wodi a tro 7 say ye ba before nyadio ye ba be mama dwuma ba ko fa npa miensa. Oh,
what's at 9 o'clock exactly? Why 12 minutes cry?
No problem. Met me a kind of say today the Ghanaian youth, you are worse off under your mama because your aspirations and ambitions has not been fostered or has not been improved through this budget.
All right.
It is an uncle to aba so to aba na waba benya jumaya. This budget do not address unemployment.
Okay.
This budget do not, is even a retrogressive budget. And the economy, a contract economy from a 5.7 growth in 2024 to an expected 4.8 growth.
Okay.
That is what we are.
Okay.
Baby, ayaba abedu no.
Young Comrade. But I see you 12 minutes past hour of 9. Never running up on that for your work issues, So, but my main country say JK Industries and Investment Limited. I mean country more a more product na friend na tarach product. Egu drasuna mo ton na emfa kwan paso na mo ton no enya de se na fata ntino main bomb kokko wo fie hanom. Mo ton na tarach product no meka mo pencils na face mo pen no mat set no mo kwati kwan so mo twabi egu mo no mo sere mo a se ye chew na se bio wo yes ade ni bia ye mfa ho enche wo kra and into the importers and distributors and retailers magire mo ho ton counterfeit product coming from JK Industries and Investment Limited for ho omo product friend na tarach product no omo mamo warning 50 cent na ekwa nyina no why be chew so we yes ade ni nyina na chewa aban emfa no ho enche wo kra na tarach product no papa when it comes to mat set na face so pencils and a pen number 1 621 fine ballpoint pens original nataraj wo krom and into no kwa insist say wo hwehwe papa no 621 na wo so koto enubi na mom no mo de twabia guma mo tonton no Stremo JK Industries for some country mo say almost so mu a omehamu ye pa opeye JK Industries and Investment Limited for ene omodi nkomana so akom office on no akofa ana wakotu papa ni bia ba beton na efi wunsan tentem na akopa dia omo North Industrial Area opposite Christ Embassy Church honom na omo ewo ohwehwe omo so omo number 053 102 6081 053 102 6081 and after so 050 322 0308 050 322 0308 and on JK Industries and Investment Limited omode product natarach product aba amanfo atwa gumu na enso na nkoyie ne chewa counterfeit for no omno ebedi pa sasa na meka chewa say SO Herbal Hospital hospital papa aba Ghana memu hanu ma mepa cho ye ntem na ko ho na ko show ho na sa ho yare yie pa se eba eniwa yare wani obisi basa ase wani so ble unhu ade ye unhu ade tutu unhu ade tretre o sorry wani so kusu asensu ba beto wo si o da sorry ye na o se ebe ko mepa cho da bi sa eni yare no eba emoko kosa eboko kose ya na obehu an tum na edum pene saa dia me patcho yenko SO Herbal Hospital na oni omo enkodi nkomo yie pa say cataract, say total blindness, say partial blindness, say blurry and I say cloudy vision, glaucoma me patcho ni nyina no SO Herbal Hospital eye ni nyina say for stroke, say for diabetes, hepatitis B, yanoma ya rensa manadukure na ye pese ye gyan, alcohol addiction, fibroid, cancer of all kinds, liver and also kidney disorders, prostate disorders, candidiasis, sexual weakness, STD, bedwetting, HIV na feso malaria ne eye fever chese adokro pa ye pa yentumi nsano me pacho SO Herbal Hospital ebe sa ne nyina amaw yara me bobo so ni yara aka nyina no kɔ hɔ no mo a onsa ebeka bi na afi oni omo edi nkota ho yie pa SO Herbal Hospital e wo ye Amasaman Sport Stadium Junction e honom ene wo Amasaman Stadium Junction e honom na wudu honom bi sa SO Herbal Hospital a obi abeche obi e wo from on 055 another 55 29 253 055 another 55 29 253 and I say 050 344 9444 0503 44 944 and then 4 and I face 0272 859 115 0272 859 115. Now we need a SO Herbal Hospital for ND and Como 17 minutes past the hour of a year 9. Neguswa Elhama Yedi and Como near head call and the able my name's the budget home Como and EDCC and tune in to 92.9 CCRM or Ching Emma Kwaba about a Yakasafidi and so also now do what feeding now to Kessben TV CCR and also ye choy and watching ye pa now I bet join here say Yedi Como Efa eye de ekoso okrom hanom and indeed eye minua bema ebo Backman Deputy Communication Director United Party ufie hana feso eye yaw yeboa member of the MPP Communication and afeso brand campaign team ye di enkomo ewo fie hanom and ntino yekoso aye hwe de eko ene de but just ye wie sisi no was budget no nkomo ene de no Ora Backman you want something to clarify na fie enko work
yeah quick one
yeah enko stampede no so
is he remember the yaw also this budget you see we can't work them different but also this is retrogressing. It's not retrogressing. You see the 5.7 was an outcome of a projection
that was achieved.
I'm coming
Is it real GDP?
No. You see, I'm the one talking. So let me.
Oh, but misinformation cannot be tolerated.
Oh, Kojo,
is that real GDP?
I mean, I don't misinform. Kojo, listen to me. Yeah. You understand? What he's doing is called fallacy of force equivalence. You see, yes, fallacy. It's a fallacy of force equivalence. You are comparing outcome with projection. MPP Nankasa, the 5% that wasn't the projection. It was an improvement on their projection. It's only 5.7. This government, this year budget, also 4%. They achieved 6.3%. This year budget. So far, the growth rate is 6.3%. Even though the projection was 4%. So you can't compare projection and outcome. The same way is comparing 5.7 with this projection, 4.8 projection. Wait, when they finish it, then you can compare outcome and outcome. You can't compare projection and outcome. 2, on the issue of allocation of resources. Kojo, you see, when MPP people speak, sometimes you want to be annoyed, but you want to control yourself. Kojo, do you know how much convert $97 million into cedis? That was what was spent on a whole. When one factory no can want
okay.
They spent only $450 million on one factory. As against NAPCO, very unproductive project. Today NAPCO was spending close to 4 billion Ghana cedis on NAPCO.
All right.
So what is he talking about? Now listen, when it comes to road, it is government doing it. That is why it is 30 billion. When it comes to agriculture industry, you are supporting the private sector to do it. That is why the amount are not the same. So you should get that one clear. So that's the point I want to make.
All right. And about airwork issues, this is a follow-up.
It's awesome. I'm not defending. I'm stating.
Oh yeah, it's a fact that you are stating. To deal with the airwork issue, now there's a press release that came in just this morning. I mean, so that we can connect it and then deal with it. Now, it says Ghana Armed Forces issued by the Public Relations Department. It says resumption of the 2025-2026 Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise in the Greater Accra region. Now, listen to this. All Greater Accra potential recruits are hereby informed that the Ghana Armed Forces 2025 to 2026 recruitment exercise within the Greater Accra region, which was suspended last week, resumes on Thursday, 20th November 2025. As part of measures to ensure a seamless process, the screening will be done in 8 sub-centers within the following 5 locations. 1. Elwak Stadium, 2 centers. Nicholson Park, Bema Camp, 2 centers. Air Force Base, Bema Camp. Training and Doctrine Command, Teshi, 2 centers. And then Eastern Naval Command, Tema. All qualified applicants in badges of 600 persons will each receive an SMS specifying their reporting date, badges, and design centers. They are also encouraged to check on the recruitment portal for updates. Applicants are strongly advised to strictly adhere to these instructions. Any qualified applicant who does not receive text message by 20th November 2025 shall call the helpline on mobile number 0256 405104 or WhatsApp 0256 405114 for assistance. Applicants can also verify from the recruitment portal. Families and friends are cautioned not to accompany potential recruits to the screening centers to reduce congestion. Non-applicants will not be allowed entry to any of these centers. Meanwhile, the board of inquiry set up to investigate circumstances leading to the stampede is in progress. To allow for fair and transparent investigations by the board, the entire Greater Accra recruitment has been replaced. Commodore F.A. Nyako, Colonel F.K.F. Kusi Dako, and Colonel G.B. Edua have taken over as Director General Human Resource, Director Manpower, and Director Information Technology, respectively. The Ghana Armed Forces wishes to assure the general public that anyone found culpable from the inquiry will be sanctioned accordingly. This one is coming from the Ghana Armed Forces. And then they said deepest sympathies to the bereaved families and also wishes the injured a speedy recovery. All injured will continue to receive free medical services at 37 hospital until they recover. Additionally, a special recruitment package will be offered to all injured after full recovery and also be bereaved, and also to the bereaved family. This was signed by Veronica Ajo Ahen, Captain, Ghana Navy Acting Director, Ghana Public Acting Director, General Public Relations, and a sign ESR and Krataya making kind Sisiano. I started with you because I started earlier with Backman. I started with you, Yao. The stampede and now the new response to this recruitment process.
Yes, I think is a good decision in the right direction. Sabu, as a country, we'll learn. I get in it, and then we'll change our cost of doing things. So for me, it is quite good decision. First of all, the decentralization that is taking place will help. Now it is not centralized at the LWAC alone. The presser gives different locations at about 3 different locations now. Bema Camp, Elwak, and which other place, so that a potential recruit will know. I want you to like the new
areas.
Yes, I think Bema Camp.
Okay, I think Bema Camp. Elwak. I've seen Elwak.
Yes.
And then I saw the Eastern, check amount. I think I saw something coming from Elwak Stadium, 2 centers, Nicholson Park, Bema Camp, 2 centers, Air Force Base, Bema Camp, and then Training and Doctrine Command, also Otishi, 2 centers, and then Eastern Naval Command, and also Tema.
So what means that we are now getting 5 centers.
Yes, 5 centers.
Instead of the original 1 centralized place at Elwak.
Sure.
So now a potential recruit would have to go to Tema.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 centers at Bema Camp, and then 2 centers, and each center has 2 places. For example, if you go to Elwak, they have divided Elwak into 2. So putting all the 5, there are now 10 centers instead of the original 1 center, which is a good decision. I feel that they have learned out of what happened over last week, and there's an improvement. Again, yebepa enuanom, yebepa awofo, yebepa ebusuafo chew. If you think that akwala no ain't even the tenacity and the capacity to even go for this process alone, first of all, then that child should not even be there. Because awofo bi owa neighbor call for enlistment, what do you call examination, whatever it is. What took her abusuafo na di eche because they feel said that akwala no oni and they enough to I guess. So akwala bi sa na say how. We are talking people to go into our air force, our navy, and then our military. It is yesrawofo. Anyonkofo so obi baakofo ba nipa 10 ana ne nyonkofo 10 edi nachi. Sa niema we now adds up to the numbers at the centers. It is say na pressure na declare no. Wow, we the potential recruit no. You are the only person expected to be there. Don't go with families and friends. Namume crowding the whole center. Yes, sir. It breeds a lot of misunderstanding and chaotic movement around the place. Yes, sir. So, unquire echo. Uko kodua below abiding citizen. Baby, I bet you also fano. Don't go and use an unapproved route. Last time, some of the videos I saw, me who saw Babesia or jumping wall.
Yeah.
We can understand the frustration of not getting a job and trying to get yourself an employment. But you have to do it within the confines of the law. You have to be very law abiding. Sorry. Baby Abeka's a fan. A honor day. Over. Baby Enka's a fan. You don't do it. You don't go there and create problem for us as a country because Sebu near Toyen we are there chemuno. Or mine ye free humpo. We are still mourning the demise of these young ladies. Unfortunately, amuna kwakwa ma.
Yeah.
So what I say. My only part I made the party kakraye. You see, we have to, as a country, we have to be very proactive. As a my way, we are always reacting. Yeni na yenim, sir. Forms are ye granted ya receive ya accept no. Yenim number say na papa ne kan. Odo kwa na soro kra no. Say you or data. So the armed forces, they had the data and they knew the numbers they were expecting from Airwork. So if you have a 7,000 capacity seater Airwork stadium or a 5,000 capacity and you are expecting 15,000 people. Clearly. So what I said?
You had all these venues?
You had all these venues. So people, we have given them the opportunity. For me, a privilege to serve your mother Ghana.
Sure.
It's a privilege to serve Ghana. People who've been given the privilege to serve had to do it with a sense of proactiveness. Say a bribiano, young Jenny, because at a short run, you won't tell me that you are revarying your centers. It means that you had the centers. So this year, let's suspend it so that we'll create new centers for next year. Then you cannot be blamed. Other centers. So this year, we are not recruiting. We want to create more centers so that they see Ukiada no. But this time, from Ukiada na Monday morning, we've been provided with new centers. The attorney said, centers no.
Yes.
So what I say? Are we waiting to lose lives? Kromwa. Nipenwu answer the idea trainer.
As a portals, no. A boom na
Nipenwu ya nya portals no.
Yeah.
I just say Nipenwu.
And a penny for home and
the car say we can't be doing this. Look, here Odona market.
Yes.
Maybe I say, why are we doing this to ourselves? Go and look at the how the place is crowded. See, a nipa movie from market to Ababeje Kwainafa. Yeah, China car ko kifi afa nipa so. Se car ntwim fa nipa so na nipa nwuya. We won't do anything about it. But that car be twa fa nipa so nipa be wu no.
Obi ama ho bi.
Why are we like this?
Security for be gina ho.
Why are we like that? Na oba tan a watete ne ba ne bo rema twa school fees ama kola na wie university because of negligence of an officer. Bad decisions and indecisions of an officer. And you think, sir, man, a slot in the army will compensate for a life that is lost? No, this is not acceptable.
Okay, all right.
Even though I agree with the new one, but it is unacceptable.
Sure.
And it all boils down to Masama Debiame said, let's pay attention to the youth unemployment in this country.
Okay.
We are sitting on a time bomb.
Okay.
All right. The youth unemployment, let's depart from the political rhetorics. And as a people, as a country, as policy makers and implementers, let's find real solutions. You can afford to take your children to other places. I keep saying this. Let me add this. Look.
Yeah, quick one.
I tell you. Say wabusuya da hodo. Unkwa na we sikeni a de bia obi aba no for unyenyansafo. Because you can spread your wealth and create other wealth. Those burdens will not come to you. Say we live in an environment. Papa bia menimu the road that done anim na Ontario road. Ano no ne dan anim kakra na why a friend say pavement. Ofini pavement so we see portals ananti portal no. You are not being wise.
Interesting.
Maybe the political class, you can afford certain lifestyles for your family. Nipa 6 year we menya sure say one of them can be identified as any person from the political class. Can you tell me?
No.
So the fact that you are in a political class and that for you can afford certain lifestyle for your family does not mean that you have to neglect the plight of the Ghanaian youth.
All right.
Because they would attack you. So what I say? So now let's find employment for the youthful people of Ghana.
All right.
And that will serve us right going forward.
But that's it. Ebo, Mamintio.
Yeah, Kojo.
Yes, sir.
Another Black Wednesday.
Yes, another Black
May
Wednesday.
9th was Wednesday.
Yeah.
15th, 3rd May.
Yeah.
3rd May.
I say next Wednesday.
3rd May.
Wow.
Wednesday.
I had you know.
Yes. Circles, you know, it was Wednesday.
Wednesday, 3rd May.
Helicopter was Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And this one Wednesday.
Yes.
So another Black Wednesday. So we need to be careful.
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Very interesting.
Yes. And is you Kojo, I think there Oyarahosam. Yeah, my bushing na yako. On easy the over ko juma. And that wasn't dead body. Wasn't a dead body baby fee. Yes, yeah. It's the Kojo. Kojo share. But me focus at yeah, but me focus.
Kojo, I'm just giving you an information.
Yo. The point is that recruitment in
Exactly.
You see, I believe the recruitment, even every year, recruitment, you make budgetary provision for that. Obi biara or apply to do job to serve his country should not pay. We biara or serve no man or any other private work and so or apply to serve no man.
The state
should not pay recruitment fee.
Okay.
The state must make provision in the budget to take care of it. You need to make budgetary allocation for it. And now, time frame, not numbers. Remember, you have 150 forms or 1,000 forms or 1,000 forms. You have a time frame. That time frame, maybe from this day to this day. Ghana, you be allowed to apply to serve the country one opportunity. You see, so if you don't fall within that time frame, then you are out. But if you fall, let's say I apply A Ghanaian, no matter where you are a Ghanaian. You should be given opportunity. That is where you break it down. You decentralize and break it down. Even if it is 4,000 you want and 100,000 people apply, you should be able to give all of them equal opportunity. Because, say, I can 5,000 forms. Now, say, I turn forms 5,001. Somebody also wants it. It's also a Ghanaian. You do not give that person opportunity at all. But if you give time frame, and people also are interested, and also into one, then you have 100,000, 50,000. I'm saying that give each of them equal opportunity to serve in the country. But but you see, the picture we saw was not only about the death of the 6 beautiful young ladies. It was a picture of poverty, Kojo. A picture of poverty. A picture of a country so rich, yet so poor. It's a bad picture. That's if you have this number of youths wanting to join your army. Because some of them physically even there 1 year a cry for soldier. But a Juma Sam Kojo so one qua a commons the why I say commas would die most if you are unemployed. Especially if you are not coming from a family obi easy. Obi young cribiala anti-biara abortion no ma me so nyibi nti otia no so kwakọ hwe adwuma Kojo it's a picture of a failed system, a systemic failure. That after 68 years as a nation, we've not been able to provide opportunities for our youth to the extent today. Obi we adwuma 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Obi we school, sabi. Obi we school. 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Only adwuma here.
Too long.
Too long. It's the system that has failed.
Now they develop 12 years plus. They don't have job to do.
Could you? It's not. You see, we need to look at education system also. Why there? Yes, system no, so that obi we adwuma. Yes, even about choko if adwuma. Oba start na adwuma. However small. That mentality, that creativity to start your own work. From JSS, we should begin to teach our kids like that. JSS, SS, OVA school now, protocol. There are people who don't go to university right after SS. They want to work, start something before they go to university. That culture, that is a university, is soon or continuous. If you are say they if you are about in 6 years in your that's the kind of education system. So what you saw there, Kojo, it's a picture of our failed education system. It's a picture of our failed economic management. It's a picture of corruption. How are you painful? So when your opportunity, Sikanchi was the best show money no mama farmer when you juma wayen, then you pakol, we yes can ask Kotokum. More your Kojo, more your Kasipo, they will yes can they will not even invest the money in Ghana for the youth to get job to do. They will go and invest the money outside the country. Because you know we into what musical suma baby, musical see baby. So there's a problem, Kojo. And you see, you see, when you begin to see this picture, now a politician, be mindful of your action. Because this is a clear case of national security threat.
Yes.
If the masses are unemployed, if a few will enrich themselves through corruption and leave the masses poor, it's a recipe for national disaster.
We're a small indicator.
Yes, I'm telling you. National security threat. I'm telling you, Kojo. So when people are pushed to the wall and they are hopeless and they are desperate, you see, desperation is the picture of desperation. What you saw there, they are desperate. Orientation, mentality. Kojo, or desperation.
Yeah.
Kojo, come as you understand the youth. Because also on the power, then, it is the duty of our political class to create an environment for the youth when you juma and nankasa be ne juma.
And that is why I'm not surprised when I see all of them on social media doing what they are doing now.
But let me tell you something.
It's crazy. Even on social, it's
even on social media, there's no direction. In fact, social media, they can be directed to even profit from social media. No, but there's no direction. Yes. The whole system.
I saw a TikTok video. Lady Baker said, sorry for my language this morning. No. Or sister Nkamayo amukobo adwaman kra nkamu we. And this is a sad statement. Me that's amukobo adwaman kwa.
Making it more or less like I said, no cry would have been better.
The virtue is prostitution now. Today, because of unemployment, people consider prostitution as a virtue.
Half naked on social media is fetching them money. So
I am telling you.
It is fine.
It's fine.
No, there's a
so if a political class, you're not careful, your V8, you can't even move it out.
I'm telling you.
Look,
they will come at
you. And we are getting the gradual. You know what happened in Egypt?
Yes.
Obi lighting himself.
Yes.
Ablaze.
And
there was that huge resurgence. Majority amount of buying. We have to be very careful.
It's 9:42. A happy birthday to you, Cecilia Siedu. Happy birthday to you, Cecilia. Happy birthday to you once again, Cecilia Siedu. Nice one. Happy birthday to you, Radin Shaw. Party name why. And then a happy birthday to you, Kina Rain Preko Dankwah. Happy birthday to you, little one. Happy birthday to you once again. From your mom, your brother, and your father. Happy birthday to you, Kina Rain Preko Dankwah. And then a happy birthday to you, Catherine Dankwah. Catherine Dankwah, happy birthday to you. Swanika, they call you. Happy birthday to you. This one is from Rachel Bede and Zenith Girls 2020 badge. Happy birthday to you, Catherine. And then a happy birthday to you, Queen Clara. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to you, Elder DeGraft Anane, presiding elder, Church of Pentecost, Wasa Dwabo Central. Happy birthday to you. And then a happy birthday to you, Ochame Ansa. Happy birthday to you, Ochame. And then a happy birthday to you, Madam Abigail Sewa Akoto in the UK. This one is coming from and CEO of Adonai Clothing Kumase. Happy birthday to you, Madam Abigail. Happy birthday to you. Remember party no Kumase. And happy birthday to you, Salome Jemfua. This one is coming from Angelina. Happy birthday to you, Salome Jemfua. And then a happy birthday to you, Samuel Abwaji Asamoah of Multi Credit Savings and Loans, Abuso Kind Brand. Happy birthday to you, Sami. Radin Shopper. And then a happy birthday to you, Barima Sapo, Director of Communications for Brian and Champon campaign team. Happy birthday to you, Brian. Oh, Brian. Barima Sapo. Bema Merio. Rachen Choko to the Majinami TV Nizo. Happy birthday to you, Barima Sapo, Director of Communications, Brian and the Champon campaign team. Happy birthday to you. I'm 44 minutes past the hour of 9. Yet was so I want to Kessben TV 4. Yet I'm say yet was so now for the issues that has to do with the Galamsey, and of course it is still coming back again at us. This morning I saw this one: declare state of emergency in mining zones. Ghana Catholic Bishop tells government. Backman, it is still happening. It is still coming back at us again. State of a friend is saying, must say more declare whole national security zones. We called CSOs to come deal with this matter. The same Kali Bishop conference people came to tell us that things are fine. We didn't know, now we are cool, we are fine, everything is going. Now me basesia nearby behead the equa. Masan Ako mo conference Savannah Damangwaba mo sesisiano. In declare state of emergency in these areas.
Yeah, could you Galamsey issues I don't know or your concern or your no concern because or your issue it's life threatening. Until Obia Ghana regardless of where you are, who you are, no, you should be concerned about it. But before the 150 million for 9 months, no, sir. If you really want to fight Galamsey, the the 150 million for 9 months, no, sir.
Okay. It's Sakra.
You are tempting me.
But Jose,
Your temptation is too big for me this morning.
oh, the temptation.
Yes.
Saying.
We have given what's the name of that 24-hour economy 140 million.
Yeah.
And you have given 9 months 150 million.
Oh, sure, could you? Unless you don't see Galamsey as a major issue. You see, 9 months. I think the capacity in terms of soldier for the numbers, it's about 400.
So you want him as
No,
let me take this from my time.
We need to expand and
take this from my time. Kojo.
Yes, sir.
Who's a man they may make it? Why are we here? We are here because of lack of opportunities. That is where we find ourselves here.
Yeah, but
we need to create opportunities.
No, Kojo, but you see, but antenna aloof and create opportunity. You fight the Galamsey issue while you create opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that 9 months, one in terms of numbers, because the scale was a Galamsey, wide and large, and so we need more people on the field. So that's what I'm saying, that we need to increase the numbers of the soldiers. Where 9 months one capacity in terms of logistics, number of human resource and all that. But Mama, can you there, Kojo? The issue of state of emergency. You see, my excitement is that the president himself has not taken it off the table. Are you getting it? They want to use 9 months and other means in what there. How will it be? Because state of emergency is a critical issue. I was jokingly telling somebody that Samia president I am. And I want to now work 1 year in my state of emergency, and there won't be any election in Ghana. People must be careful what they are calling for.
Yeah.
Because state of emergency means you suspend some part of the constitution. Yeah. And it could be there because we are fighting this. I have suggested that obeying punch areas where Galamsey no many elections were.
I think you said it the last time. Yeah.
Because the only reason why our politicians are afraid of fighting Galamsey is the one, or finance one, two, will slowly lose elections because they threaten them. About 20 and these Galamsey people, they have money, they can finance people, they can sponsor people, they can pay money to people just to vote against you. They have the means to do that. But if you take away the elections in those areas, what would be their strength against those fighting the government in power? So all these things, we can consider. But as I said, the concern of it is not just about calling for state of emergency. I mean, the Catholic Bishop, it's about the fact that we are all getting tired of this situation. Because the more we fight it, the more the people come. And the danger is that most of these people, Nancy Namos, Okachin Kofibi, Eastern region, about 30-something people, about 32 of them were not Ghanaians. They were Nigerians. So now people from other countries, when we're there, Ghana, you can easily enter into our forest and begin to make money. And that is the danger. And so I agree, yes, we need to do something, but I believe maybe media budget, next year media budget, the government must consider increasing the budgetary allocation for 9 months if we really want to fight Galamsey. Okay. And politicians must stay away from the work of 9 months. Mostly were last time now, this young MPR, Collins Dowden, it should never happen again. And I want to believe that even the government, the president himself will not sit down for that thing to happen again. And you see, that's why we expect that there should be some kind of punishment for them or deter. Yes, others or deter others. And see, yes, we are hoping that we'll be able to fight this Galamsey because Prof also says something which is quite significant. You see, Kojo,
yes, sir.
We pay and pay. We need gold. We need gold to finance this economy, or proceeds from gold to finance this economy. Now, if you put me to gold without destroying our water bodies, if you put me to gold without destroying our forests, it's a problem. So the question is, how do we get there? That's why last week the young man and professors now workers them. Yes. 3 months. Come with solutions, sir. It's solve Galamsey issue. Able to me to Galamsey. Sorry, able to me to go there. Yes, saying in forest. So when you offer solution, by one feed them won't pay. That should be the way forward. Okay, all right. But that's too. Yes, sir.
You cannot fight
Kessben 92.9.
Organized crime with a budget. What
cannot fight organized crime with a budget.
Yes.
Okay.
The galamsey or the illegal mining economy is in excess of $5 billion. You see, we are not doing proper analysis. The outcome will tell you that you are going up against an economy that is in excess of $5 billion United States dollars. So it is not 150 million Ghana cedi that you use to combat that organized crime. Galamsey is an organized crime. Galamsey is a terrorism act.
Yeah, environmental terrorism.
Environmental terrorism. Now, it is not only against the environment, Kojo. We have moved from the environmental destruction to human destruction.
Yeah.
You're right.
So it is no longer about using Yamawemu. No. It is about using government machinery as a state to stop it. And that is why I support the call for an immediate state what do you call it?
State of emergency.
State of emergency on all places. Do you know why the Catholic Bishops Conference are now wild? I'm of course Savannah region. I tell you today, if you go look at Bole, President Mama, Nikrom Bole, the Galamsey activities, if we are not careful, the Bui Dam, the Bui Power Dam, will be closed immediately. That is how bad it is. We are no longer destroying only our vegetation cover. We are not, because of cyanide, the application of cyanide and mercury, and now bad time for a flua. Na cyanide, I say. Said ni cyanide, cyanide, ye wakolana. Akolano so I say. Yaria, nanka wuntin huwa sempumpoyeno, and then go to our hospitals, go to our teaching hospitals. So we are not only destroying the environment here, because Galamsey used to be environmental terrorism. Now, Minumiedo is an existential threat. Say a tiasi, ye ni pursue no crano, and then because of Galamsey, ne yen suoni na say. Look, I don't know me year research to them me shia debi, and na me person muzo. Si ana yen. Enuani na no aye heavy metals no as a result of Galamsey no. And then na metimi aye amebo me ho ba. And one of the things was you have to take antioxidant food. Antioxidant food na wo kwako ni na hefa na edua no. So already those antioxidant foods no cry no is no cry.
No one is safe, honestly.
No. Clearly.
No one is safe.
Or not crying to me antioxidant, then who assassin I say. Na me number.
So now it's an existential threat. What you see, you are the mercy of a Galamsey. So I disagree any amount that you would want to give to Naibos because the economy is bigger. That economy will swallow you.
But there has to be.
No, what I'm saying is that.
What
I'm saying is that if you give them 500 million Ghana cedis, you are 500 million Ghana cedis is going to combat a 5 billion in an excess of $5 billion economy. They will swallow you up. What you do is that as government, you use your machinery as a state of emergency now. Then you give the military the power to act.
But you still need the budget for the military.
Wait, what Jamaica no want to say.
Okay, you go.
What I'm saying is that you are using military is just to combat. So mine, obi toss say so. For them, every year they are there. A battle ready, they are trained for it. See, who say we need to use the government machinery? A friend say military because government has declared state of emergency on all forests, all water.
They have to move.
They will move quickly.
Yeah.
They will make sure that, let me tell you, I'm talking about two budgets. Me any power. Also any power. Then I'm operating with a budget of 500. Then I go to Then me kwa yakajam so kwaku menu me machine o a friend said to one forest men come kofa mama o my boy 1 million Ghana cedis tiketu ana on ti ase na o ye nipa ye boy 1 million Ghana cedis tira ho be kai o ba school visa wontu ai
asase na wokoto ye na
o yiri down ne ka problem ope
ni na be si wajum
so you succumb to it ye dia na ye be ka tira say blue water guard for no Galamsey for the needs money now because you as a blue water guard or friends employee no Bosumi wakotu ya less than 2,000 Ghana cedis. Na Galamsey operator
you 5,000
about 5,000 10,000 otimi kwa ka so koja hukun na me no betwempra abaya wotenzema wonya adwuma be hand down takra de ama watokorola ma wo be kwa blue water guard. So the economy of the Galamsey it's in excess of 5 billion. We have to understand that.
Okay.
So we need government to step in.
All right.
With state of emergency now.
Okay.
Then the military will take over, will take charge of all our forest cover, moved all equipment, including champagne, excavators, and every earth movement equipment in our places like that.
But yeah, again, the same question I ask again.
Yes.
Say, omo echo. State of emergency, why you 2 weeks? Want to mean call baby 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
We can do so. The
extension between me.
The effect is that.
But ufiwa.
Yes. Thank you. So, who declares state of emergency now? You are trying to break an economy down. So what does it? In that period now, they are not working. You have been able to absorb all the equipment into one threshold. That is one thing. Now you put together the necessary documentation, allocations of places that can be mined. Whilst the military is still at bay, they are still at the places protecting it. Once you get that done, now we so these kilometers away you cannot mine. Military no any time that 3 months are building their base. They have taken possession of our water bodies. They have taken possession of our, what do you call it, our forest bodies. Now, places now, Obama, we will even allow them to do, we will still be guided by the military.
Okay.
Because a organized crime, and these people, once in a minute away, can say, Eastern region, Ghana for. Now, the perpetrators are not those who are profiting from Galamsey. They are not in Ghana. They are elsewhere pushing people from Burkina Faso, Mali, and other into Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire.
Make money and go and fight.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you don't treat it nationally, if there's a Ghana for a time is going to come. Unya Ghana Nibia because Ghana ni also this campaign of signing the macronym say aduma mi ye mikro no me a me kwayen kra no me was so who catch a beman is a macro ye aduma after 10 years so what be wu I tell you majority of Ghana for be just aduma is true and it's true.
All right.
Macro ye aduma cha after 10 years so ya be montimi no ba ndabi
you fancy
but me conclude no so that we have to. But the organized crime now more those terrorists now more person more infiltrating into Africa no. Among we say Ghana you cannot infiltrate our frontiers, our borders, but they can do that through what Galamsey, and they are pushing people. Look at the weapons that they are wielding at our forest places
and shooting,
and if we are not careful as a country, these people will take over the country.
But Cabezo can be on last one. Now Cabezo can be on. I had a video in the media man Samson for Kojo Preko Dankwah. Leaving in the good hands of the man Joe Laka for a Monday morning, the 17th of November. Of a year. Ready for the action and bro from now to 2 p.m. Heavily produced by Richard Apiasa, Fifi, Amos, and the technical crew. Addison and Obibiara. But I say we are back again tomorrow morning, same time. Catch us. But I say, my son for Kojo Preko Dankwah. Have a very wonderful morning and stay blessed. Bye.